Okay, good morning, Year 5. I wanted to read that to you first so you could really hear it and get your initial thoughts and feeling for this fantastic story start. Because what you're going to be doing is you're going to carry on the story. It's going to be up to you what happens next. I'm going to read it again. We're just going to unpick some of the words now that might be a bit trickier in there. The crows have been gathering for some time, no doubt displeased by the girl's actions. Pause the video. What do you think displeased might mean? Hopefully some of you noticed that it was a word which has a prefix in it, dis, and we know what dis means. It means not something. And so displeased, pleased is a word we know. The crows were not pleased by the girl. I wonder why that was. She could feel the cold, wet slime dripping slowly from her fingertips, but it didn't bother her. Her hands were still, steady, without fear. She had been eagerly awaiting this moment. The word eagerly, what do you think that means? Pause the video. Hopefully, again, some of you noticed that this time, instead of a prefix at the start, it had the ly suffix at the end of the word. And you could notice then, you could split it to eager and ly, so it was how she was doing something. So she was eager for this moment. If she's without fear, is she worried about it or is she pleased about it? She's pleased about it, isn't she? She'd been eagerly awaiting. She was excited for this moment. All she could think about was the creature in front of her, finally escaped from its cage. Now, what I want you to think about is, why has the author used the word creature? Why hasn't it used animal, or even the animal's name? Why hasn't it said the pigeon had hacked, or the chicken had escaped from its cage? And escaped from its cage, not hatched, but escaped from its cage, we can see. Think about why they might have used that word creature. Okay, for the next bit, you're going to need your book, and you're going to need a pencil or pen, because you're going to need to write notes about this. So the first thing I want you to do, to carry on the story, we really need to think about what motivates our characters. What type of character is it? So we can see the girl, but I'm actually going to focus on the character who's not in the picture. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to focus on the creature who's there. And because we can't see a picture of the creature, it gives us as writers lots of freedom, lots of creativity to make our own ideas. And the first thing I want you to do is, what's its character? Is it a friendly creature? Is it an aggressive creature? Is it a vulnerable creature? Is there a different type of creature? So I want you just to pause the video and have a think. What's your creature? What type of character does it have? Okay, now we've decided what type of character it is. As the author, it's your job to present that character. So there's no picture of the creature. So you've got to decide. You can do this by drawing and labelling. You can do it by writing ideas, writing adjectives or noun phrases. You can really think about your creature. How does it move? How does it sound? What's it look like? What features? What are its teeth like? Its eyes? What about its arms? Is it big? Is it small? Have a real think about what your creature could look like. And remember, everything you decide it looks like needs to help you and help the reader understand what type of character it is. So pause the video and plan your creature that is going to be in your story. I hope you spent a little bit of time on that, and I hope you got some really good pictures. It'd be lovely perhaps to see some later on, because I know there's some fantastic artists in Year 5. And now we've decided what it looks like, how it moves, what its character is. What I want you to think about now is, when the creature escaped from its cage, what's its instinct? What does it as a creature decide to do? What's its first ambition, its first aim? Also, what does the girl want to do? It says it was time. What is it time for? Something for the girl, something for the creature, something for both. What's their mission? In a good story, in good fiction, the characters are driven by something. What are these characters driven by? What do they want? Now, I'm looking for you to write something that is totally original, that is your ideas. Isn't an idea you've heard before, it's something totally new. The more creative you are, the more impressed we will be. And what I would like to do is at some point we can share these. So it might be in the phone call with Mr Toffs, or I ask you to read it to us. It might be, if we're really impressed, but we actually get you to read it over Zoom in our daily assemblies. But I'm excited to hear some really creative, exciting writing for what happens for your creature and your girl. I look forward to reading them.